So your prospects are looking pretty bad, dude.
Let's do it. Let's bring in our first victim.
The
Shout
first
out.
person we're bringing in is named Waffles.
Hello, Waffles. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, Waffles, where are you from today?
I am coming from Finland.
Oh.
Northern
Oh,
Finland,
nice.
actually. Just so you know, we don't all sound like Swedish or Knut.
Well,
actually.
yeah, no, I know. You have your own accent. We just, yeah.
Yes.
We don't know.
thankfully.
I don't know enough Finnish people.
What do you need
Alright, so-
advice for?
I am 28 years old, dude. I am
Same.
very shy. As I am cripplingly shy, I would say, almost like very in a sense. But I have been diagnosed recently with ADHD and some, we in Finland have the Asperger's diagnosis still in use, so I have that one. But I need your advice on how do I get over the abject terror of rejection I have. I have never been on a date. I have never asked anyone out. I have never done anything like that. I am kind of just I feel like an alien in romantic life in that way. I feel like I need a play-by-play or I need like an earpiece or something when I go out and socialize. I work fine in small talk and all that shit, but everything else is terrifying to me.
So I know, like, when you're autistic, there's different types of therapy you can do to overcome these kinds of things. Have you ever looked into anything like that?
Well, I have been in different types of therapy for over 10 years, going on 12 years in lately this year. So I've done, I usually went to, for many years, I went to a nurse, a psychiatric nurse who we kind of talked about these things. And I've been on action therapy, like cognitive, well, not cognitive, but action-based therapy, like something that where practical therapy for
Has
a
it-
little
has it-
while.
Has it helped you at all? This kind of
Not yet in these things. It has helped in other ways, but I feel like this is something that is hard to breach, because even though you can sort of rehearse it and all that, it's never the same thing, and all the advice is mostly about the confidence and self-esteem. And I don't know, it feels very non-physical, non-practical in that sense. Like you gotta be confident, you gotta do these things. And I know
sure.
Hasan
It's
will
very
wants-
vague. What does that mean?
yeah, like I need like step 1, step 2, step 3,
Okay.
something like that.
So
So there's a couple different things. Do you want me to? Can I step in here really quick?
yeah, please.
Okay. So there's a couple different things. One, you talked about ADHD, which obviously I'm sure you're. I mean, you can get medication for, and also on top of that, like I'm sure the people that you're talking to are probably suggesting like having a structured, regimented life, which is very helpful for someone like myself, at least. Like the way I deal with my ADHD is certainly creating structures and healthy habits. But other than that, as far as like overcoming social anxiety, obviously I can't speak for autism and how much of a role that factors in. I'm sure it does a lot. But one thing that I did to overcome social anxiety when I was younger, and I still go through this every now and then, was I exercise it like a muscle. And what I mean by that is that your fear of rejection is not something you can get over unless you just get rejected a lot. And that's the unfortunate reality. And ultimately, you will get better in that process of being able to talk to strangers over and over again and getting rejected in a lot of those circumstances where it absolutely will help you realize that it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a problem. And that more people are stuck in their own heads and have the exact same kinds of anxieties and fears that you're experiencing, and they're too busy with those kinds of fears in a social setting to recognize the things that you're doing that are weird. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the things that people are afraid of. It's like, oh man, am I sweating too much? Am I being really weird right now? Are they noticing that I'm being weird right now? And in most circumstances, they don't. I'll go so far as say that I used to have such like I don't even know if this is called social anxiety, but like I was so anxious that I couldn't wear glasses. I was so anxious that I couldn't wear a hat when I was younger. Where I unironically thought like people are gonna look at me and go, why the fuck's that dude wearing glasses outside? Like that's the degree that I like overthought these sorts of things. The only way that I was able to get over it was by talking to people all the fucking time, no matter what, even if it hurt, even if it made me, even if I was fearful. And that is unfortunately in my opinion, the best way to get over that and seeing it almost like a muscle that you have to train.
Have you tried watching any red pilled pickup artists?
I was I kind of was in that hole for a long time, like half a decade ago. But thank God I got out of
Don't
it
listen to
before I
them,
got
bro.
radicalized. You know. So
Dude,
and
you saved his life, Hasan.
I mean, there's a lot of people like this on the
Once you fall
internet.
down that red pill,
yeah, it's
then there's no hope. The truth is, what do you think's more the problem? Is it the like not knowing what to say in a social conversation? Like, let's say you're on a date, you're sitting across from a lady. I'm assuming
yeah,
you're
you're going
heterosexual.
too far already. I don't know how to get on one. That's one
Okay,
of the
but like theoretically, let's just
yeah.
say we've got the date. We're sitting across from you. Are you afraid that you don't know how to engage in the conversation? I mean, or you have conversations in the world, right?
Yeah, I have. I'm not, I don't think I am kind of, the problem is I am sort of I can work with people. I can kind of put on masking. I can be like a present myself as a normal person, but all my everything I usually have social life is very I have long-term acquaintances. I don't have friends in that
Right.
sense. I have a few friends, God bless them, they are awesome and who have been with me since high school or earlier. But after high school, I kind of haven't really. I am not able to, keep up with people. It's probably fear of rejection and also a little bit of the ADHD. I'm a bit too comfortable in being spending time by myself, so it's hard for me to, call someone and go like, "Hey, want to hang out?"
So why did you have a lot of friends, or why do you still have long-term relationships that you cultivated in high school though? It's repetition, right? Like you were around them, you were forced to be in a situation where you're around them, and obviously that shows that your personality is not the problem, or you're not the problem in that situation. You just haven't been in a situation where you're around a lot of people where you can, slowly but surely cultivate relationships, right?
It's probably you're right. It's just very hard to, get past that barrier of low self-esteem and
Well, it's a
confidence
vicious
shit in
cycle,
that.
right? You kind of just the more you retreat, the worse your self-esteem becomes.
Indeed, indeed, and it's kind of like if I go to a bar and my friend is egging me on to go talk to someone, I'm kind of like I get very paralyzed because I don't know. It's very weird. It's weird thinking that someone would want something from me. It's kind of you gotta you gotta convince yourself.
Uh,
It feels
uh,
like delusion in that
I'll be
sense.
honest, even me to this day, I still struggle to pick people up in person. Most of my interactions through my life have been through online dating apps, to be honest, and like conversations that started on Tinder or something like that to break the ice and like because you almost in person you kind of you make you're so vulnerable because you really don't know what's going on the other side, but online in messaging and whatnot you're able to kind of figure out if it's mutual. With Tinder it's so easy because they swipe right on you and it's it's
You're also
mutual.
gay. You're playing on easy mode. You're a
Wait,
good-looking.
hey, excuse
I
me.
mean, it's just
It
true
is
though.
not
You're
easy. All right. Look,
really
it's
online
look,
dating apps as a gay man is not easy. Is that what you're about to say? You're about to
it's
Also,
lie.
not for
Hassan,
everybody.
Also,
Okay,
Hasan,
not
I
for
didn't say I
everybody.
was gay. I didn't say I wasn't gay, but I am not gay. So
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for
that's
thank you
supporting
for clarifying.
Can I
Well,
ask?
support,
okay.
supporting the Austin.
It's good
Yes.
information to know because then, you know, Hasan is right though. Generally speaking, I think being a gay man in particular, I always say I could have a blowjob faster than an Uber Eats order. Like I'm not even shitting you. I could, you know, you go on the app, you know, you can set your settings to what your type is,
Now
and then
he's
just
flexing.
boom, populate
Yeah.
it. You know?
Yeah, and that's kind of interesting thing about that is that you know, I don't know. I've never been very in as a cishet male. I have never been very comfortable expressing any desire or interest in people in that sense because it's the fear of rejection and also the fear of making someone uncomfortable in that sense, and it's kind of those rules are no rules, but those kinds of you know social cues are very vague, and it's very terrifying in that sense. And it's kind of course it comes from training, you know, repeating, exercising that muscle. But I'm kind of because I'm starting so late, or if I start now, it would be so late that I'm
No,
afraid that
no.
it'll all be kind
Yeah,
of
there's
No,
no such
it's
thing.
never there's no such thing as too late.
And so what I want to go back to is like moments in your life where you were already cultivating successful relationships, even if you were in a really complicated social situation, social setting like high school. So you clearly were able to successfully develop relationships with people around you in a situation like high school where many people haven't. Like, you know what I mean? You already overcame that. You already succeeded in that situation. Going to a bar in a large group setting like that is not for everybody. I would go so far as to say that it is advanced level shit. So don't worry about that at all. Work to your strengths. And I think that Austin is correct. Dating apps could be really helpful in
Have you tried
creating a
dating apps?
one-on-one setting with someone that you're interested in. Are you on dating apps?
yeah. Yeah, I use Tinder, but it's very much. I'm very slow on my moves, so I go like 10 messages and then I either lose interest or don't have anything to say, or I'm too paralyzed to ask anyone out in that
Wait,
sense.
you
And
get so you get matches on Tinder?
no, it's I get some matches, but I'm also it takes me a lot of effort to just say hi
Dude,
in
you
that
get
sense.
action on Tinder. You're in the door.
Yeah,
How would you rate
exactly.
yourself
It's
on
the hardest
attractiveness?
thing, yeah.
I mean, for
I'm
guys to get the match, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
How do you rate yourself on physical attractiveness, 1 to 10?
I am smack dab average, like a
Average is
if
all you need,
if
That's
bro.
all you
yeah
need, baby.
yeah if it's like
Look at
one
me.
to 10. Yeah, it's like 1 to 10. One
Who's
from 1
better
to 10,
looking, me or
I'm
you?
a 5.
Who's better looking, me or you?
You know, I can't answer that in a fair way. No,
It's
it's kind
okay,
of
bro.
You
it's
already
it's
did
so
when you said that, bro.
no, but it's like yeah,
Dude,
I
you
don't
got it. You're getting matches. And
yeah
chatting on the Tinder's a great way to start. I mean,
It's how I
you're
started.
not face to face, it's kind of low stress compared to in person. I would definitely start there, man. Just chat them up,
yeah
dude.
Yeah, chat them up.
yeah
And you know what,
it's
man? This is what I think. When you're on Tinder and you're like, God, I'm so nervous. I can't, I don't know what to say. I want to ask them out, but I don't know. Just fucking do it. What are they going to say? No? Then who cares? Then they don't want to go out with you, and that's fine. Then you move on. You have to get comfortable with rejection because we all get rejected. Hasan, look at Hasan. He is like
All the time.
he looks like he's what personifies Chad and like sexiness, and he gets rejected. Look, Hasan's not my type.
And
You know what I
very
mean?
famously,
Like,
I mean, if you've been in here long enough, you heard the Cara Delevingne story. Like, there's just like there's a lot of instances like that where people just don't, and we match, and I think like, oh, this is perfect, and then it doesn't. There's nothing that comes out of that, and it
it
happens.
happens to everybody. To
yeah it's
everybody.
I would chat for a little bit, a couple days. If there's some, just that don't ask them out right away. I mean, I've been married for so long now. I've never even used Tinder, but that shit didn't even exist when I was dating.
Mm.
We all just fucked each other in my friends groups in college. You know what I mean? Everyone just had sex with each other.
Quit
You just see
bragging,
like
dude.
who's compatible. But just chat them up for a couple days. You know, if the conversation's still going, just ask them out. I wouldn't ask them out right
Is it,
away.
Yeah, no,
But the
don't shoot
fact
from
is
the hip.
it
the
like
fact that you're having matches on Tinder is
It's
you're
good,
there,
really
bro.
good.
yeah, it's apparently okay. It's just yeah, it's
May
a
I suggest
I,
upgrading to Tinder Gold?
I gotta try that
You
probably.
should. I'm serious. Like it gives you more super likes. You can expand your. I'm not even sponsored by Tinder. I just think it's great. If you're on the if you're hitting the internet market, you know what I mean. I think it's great. I'm not. It's not an
Also,
ad. I
What's he gonna
genuinely
do?
think it's
Date a
super cool.
Norwegian?
No,
God
you never
forbid.
know, right? The world is your oyster. Why would you limit
well,
yourself to Finland? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
well, also, have you seen these devices where they just swipe like 100 times a second? So you might want to get one of those as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
I live
an auto swipe.
the,
Yeah, there you go.
one problem is that I actually live in a live so kind of like at such a backwoods place that I have probably swiped on everyone at
That's
the
that's the issue. That's another
and
Uh,
problem, man. Where you
yeah.
live, like I know so many people. Like my friend, he could not get laid in college. Um, we're from Oregon. We went to college in Oregon. He could not get laid, and he moved to Florida. And this guy every night, different girl every night. And I think geographically where you're located has a lot to do with what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
it's
uh,
0%. I mean, you're in Finland, so like obviously it's a little different, but like there's 0% chance that you have like seen every eligible person that you could be interested in being in a relationship with in
of
your
course,
proximity. It's
yeah,
like physically impossible unless you're in Iceland, in which case they're all your cousins. So GG's on that.
yeah, but you have an app for that. So in Iceland, of course, to know
Yeah,
that.
this
But
is true. There's literally an
Wait, there's an
application.
app in Iceland to
Yes.
determine whether you're related or
You think
not.
this is a joke, but it's not a joke. Yes.
but yeah, I
that's
want to
awesome.
kind of I want to before I probably leave the room for other chatters. I wanted to kind of go for that. Is it the because you Ethan said that it takes 2 days. You know, like talk to them for a few days or something. Do people go like, hey, wanna grab a coffee someday or something? Is it really that only? Is it
Yes.
like you don't elaborate
Yes.
anything?
It's
It's
Yes,
just
it's
literally that simple.
literally it's sort of like,
yeah,
hey, do you want to go grab coffee sometime?
yeah.
Would you want to go
Because
grab
I would
coffee?
recommend
I
for a
know.
first date, which would be really nice, is like, hey, let's get go to a nice place where you can get a coffee, go take a walk through a park or something, and just see if you guys connect in person. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're really just trying to meet them and see if there's chemistry. You can take them for a meal, you could take them for a coffee, but I think women, or when you're trying to court someone, they like kind of a public setting. They
Yes.
like when it's not super committal, so it's like they don't feel trapped. So I think the coffee date is a perfect setting to meet someone.
Yeah,
I would second
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I think with eating dates, are a little bit more intimidating. I feel like there's more pressure
yeah,
with eating dates. Where with coffee, you can sit and sip your drink and talk, and it's more conversational than a dinner. There's too much going on at a dinner. I think first date, Ethan's correct. Coffee date.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a I can see that, and it's just usually I
Sorry.
just get into my head so easily in that sense that I kind of start questioning every move so hard that it kind of falls apart before I get to that point. So it's just hard to be
You know what's fucked up
work
is
that.
these red pills and these pickup artists, you know why they're successful is because there are people like you in the world who are not confident socializing. These pickup artists, they go, "We have the answers, right? We tell you what to do and how to say, and it's just a game." That's bullshit. There's no answer. The only answer really is for you to there's no easy solution here for you. I'm sorry to say. You just got to do it. And if you're looking for like a partner, actually, if you're looking for someone to, build a life with, those red pills, those red pills is a bottomless pit of just pain and self-loathing and confusion.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
be genuine. The thing is like be thoughtful, listen, be nice, ask questions, be engaged with them. just be genuinely interested in who they are, and try not to talk too much about yourself. I would say more listen to them and try to engage with them and be interested with them.
Yeah, people love
And
to hear themselves speak.
it's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when you're nervous and you just want to feel like you're doing conversation, but I think it's good to um, let that person know that you're interested, that you're listening, that you're a nice person, and that's pretty much all you can do at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
All right. That's yeah. I just think I need to try to run into a brick wall for for the first few times just to get over it. But
But
yeah,
you're not. You're probably not even going to run into a brick wall. I mean, yes, there will definitely be failures, but that is how you learn and that's how you get better. And also, these things aren't as by the book as Ethan also called out, like as red pill Andy's try to fucking describe it. It might just not be good vibes. You might not actually fit well with that other person. So all you can do is keep trying.
Don't take rejections personally either. You know what I mean? Don't get in your head about rejection. Don't go down that slippery slope of being like, oh, it must be something wrong with. No, there's nothing wrong with you. I would venture to say most interactions between people that are going down that romantic road don't work out. That's what I would venture to say. I can speak from personal experience. Most of the time if I were to engage in a discussion like that, most of those haven't gone or materialized into anything. So you have to understand that you're not the only one in that, and it's not a you problem. It's just the human condition.
yeah, it's for me it's just hard to be very laissez-faire about it in that sense, and it's very hard to when you're in that moment. It's hard to realize that and.
Do you talk to a therapist about why you take rejection so hard? Because that's probably something to sort out with the therapist too.
Well, it's probably very related to the ADHD in that sense. It has been very common for many people to have that problem about rejection being especially painful. It's a lot of people talk about rejection sensitive dysphoria in that sense. But yeah, I don't want to waste your time anymore in that sense. So
Well, just remember, dude. Just remember, you're gonna fucking die like pretty soon, in the universal scale. So I mean, none of this fucking matters. So some random girl rejecting you when you're on your deathbed, you're not even gonna remember her.
Yeah.
Forget your deathbed in 3 months.
In a
you're not even
week,
gonna
you're
remember
gonna
her.
not remember that at all. And
Well,
the more you get rejected, the less important it's going to feel. Take those, this is so cheesy, but take those losses as a lesson and see the positive in that, because you're like, well, I'm learning. I'm learning and I'm developing thick skin.
Hang on, I got something for you. The star Betelgeuse is the size of 400 million suns. Have you heard of that star?
Yeah.
You know about Betelgeuse? Betelgeuse.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
400 million suns, bro, and you care about being rejected? It's so big, dude.
Yeah, it's but that's just I know it's cowardice, but what can
Our sun is going to explode, bro. In 6 billion years, our sun is going to explode and engulf the whole fucking galaxy, dude. Your rejection will be
Ethan, you're giving him an existential crisis on top of.
I think I will go get another drink here, but yeah, but before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you for the mods. They were absolutely great, and how they worked this stuff around and did everything very very clearly. So,
yeah, no, they're great.
Thank you guys. Thank you all, and have a good one.
But it's not cowardice. Don't forget, it's not cowardice. It is perfectly natural to feel the feelings that you feel. Stop saying it's cowardice, okay? I would go so far as to say it's simply inexperience, okay? That's it. And the best way to effectively combat that is by gaining experience, exposure therapy. You got to fucking overcome it by doing it, and doing it with everyone. Just talk to people. Force yourself to be more social, even if it's a platonic conversation. You know what I mean? And ultimately, you're just going to get better at talking to people.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Waffles.
Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Just don't get red pilled, guys. That's the worst fate for any man.
No, I mean, there's this process. If they're here, if they're in my Discord, they've already moved beyond that. You know what I mean? There's very few people in my Discord that there's a lot of people in my Discord and in my community that was at the precipice of that are no longer, that are no longer in that place at all.
He probably has a weak chin or something, and that's why the females don't want him.
Okay, stop, dude. Someone said, can you explain the red pill process? I think my guy friend is going through that, and it is bad. Red pill process is this. When you start noticing that, like, your guy friend is blaming women or blaming, like, societal structures that are improper interpretations of how society is organized.
And making insane generalizations about all women.
Yeah. If they start eating raw meat, they start saying female more often.
Basically, the red pill, the pickup artists, they look at women, they start to look at women as objects, and they say, like, you have to hack them, it's just you got to hack the mainframe. They look at women like they all want the same thing, and they're all basically lots of biological explanations. You start to hear that.
Yeah. Like just the essentialist attitude about how men and women operate, and it's like super rigid, and you see it in the natural phenomena. It's a natural phenomena that's like reoccurring in interpersonal relationships, that sort of stuff. It's bullshit. All right, who's up next?
Okay, the next person is Iggy for mod. Their pronouns are he, him. Hi, Iggy.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you,
What's going on,
Iggy.
Iggy?
Welcome to the show.
Cool. Awesome. I want to start this off by saying I'm a huge fan of Ethan. I literally created my YouTube account 8 years ago to add to my favorites the like warm it up, it's a 10 video, because I wanted to show it to all my friends. So like super happy about that.
Thanks, bro.
And I guess I'm a fan of Austin and Hasan as well.
You don't have to mention that, but
damn, bro. Okay,
Yeah, no, you don't
sick.
gotta do that. You don't got to do that. This is like the online version of when people ask for pictures in real life, and then they ask you to get into it because they feel bad.
Who's not getting mod? Iggy for mod. That's who. Okay, how about that?
It's literally the only reason it's my name is because I want to be a mod.
Wow. Okay.
But I guess if I want to relate to Austin, I'm currently sitting in a closet because I don't want my roommate to hear what I'm about to say.
Oh my god! Like
metaphorically, or are we like literally also?
No, like in a 2x2 closet.
Well, let's hear it. Well,
let's hear it. Well, this is.
Are you embarrassed for your roommate to hear it? Because you are talking to 40,000 plus people right now.
Yeah, but I don't know any of these losers.
Look, I haven't been in a closet for 6 years. Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah, and sometimes I wish you went back in. So.
Fuck you.
So I'm about to out myself with something. So I'm 32. I live in Las Vegas, and the reason I'm using my actual like username is because if anyone else has this issue, feel free to message me like on Twitch or Discord. But anyway, so I have HSV2, which is herpes. And a lot of people, we're in a very large community, so
1 in 5
people here. Yeah, 1 in 5.
It means you've gotten laid.
It does mean I've gotten laid. So basically how I got it was about 6 years ago. I was dating a girl, and she was very upfront about it. And I took my time, to do all the research about, what that would actually mean if I were to contract it, etc. And we used protection for probably 6 months, but I was like pretty sure that this was going to be maybe a future wife or a long-term partner. So I was like, all right, we can just go without protection, and if it happens, it happens, And of course it happened, and then like 2 months after that we broke up, and so I just felt like totally alone in my world. And so now I'm, a single guy. I was 26 at the time, and I'm just like, oh man, I have herpes and this sucks. And now like, my life is over. I'm never going to be able to date anyone. And it took me probably like 2 or 3 years to actually finally go on dates again, because I was so afraid of how to actually disclose it. And since then I've had several partners, and it's never really been a problem with disclosing or anything like that. I feel like I have like a pretty good method of how to disclose, but I actually recently went on a date from someone I matched with online, and it didn't go well. And she was like disgusted by me, and she was like, "This was a terrible time to tell me," and blah blah blah. And I was just like, "Okay, well, that sucks because I've literally only had like 2 or 3 times that it
terrible.
wasn't a good conversation."
Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
And so I guess, the 3 of you have all dated. Hasan and Austin are like regularly sexually active, and so I'm sure this conversation has come up quite a bit. It's also possible that one of you have it, and don't need to obviously express your own health issues or anything like that. But I guess like when it comes to dating, and it's a little tough since you're all men, so it's like maybe we're willing to put our precautions aside because like we want to have sex, obviously, like that's the end goal. But for me, disclosing it to a woman, especially like if it's something that I really want to be with, it almost feels like it's taking me out of dating because I'm just like so nervous of having to deal with that, and the whole like the anxiety of having to deal with that conversation is awful, and it's just such a shitty feeling. Even though like I'm not like I don't have like active herpes, like I have never actually transmitted it to someone as far as I know, and I've actually been with people who have had herpes, like when I've disclosed it to them, which is always kind of a weird conversation because then I'm like, oh, by the way, like I have herpes, and then they're like, oh, I do too, and it's like, were you gonna tell me? Like that's kind of a little bit sussy, but
So first of all,
yeah,
it's just let me just guys start out by saying thank you for saying I'm sexually active. That was very nice of you.
Well, hold on. You excluded me, and I'll say my wife is pregnant. I'm the only one that has physical proof to say, "Hey, I'm sexually active." You guys don't even, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
but
you guys say, "Oh yeah, I get laid," but I'm the only one that has
but
evidence of
Okay.
that.
I feel like there's sexually active and then there's married. You know what I mean? I think they're 2 separate categories.
Yeah, I know what he meant. I'm just kidding.
Okay. First and foremost, so when I was younger, I had a scare where someone told me that they had it after the fact, and I was terrified. And so I went to the doctor, I got like tested, but before this process started, I went through the steps of rationalizing like what the problem was with herpes in general. So since then, I think I have a very like open-minded approach to this, and I think you'll understand where I'm coming from, especially as someone with herpes, right? First of all,
You have herpes?
if you no, but if you,
Oh.
I did not, but I went through the rationalization process to be like, what if I have it? Like, what if I have it? Like, what is the big problem with it? What I came to the conclusion was that the stigma associated with it exclusively revolves around the fact that it's a sexually transmitted disease. Because ultimately, you see it all the time. People call it cold sores, right? Like that's herpes. I've had herpes in the sense that I've had shingles. That's herpes, right? It's a form of herpes. But the reason why shingles does not have the same kind of stigma associated with it, and the reason why people don't even realize that like cold sores are fucking quite literally herpes, and don't realize it. And also, one is type 2, one's type 1. Obviously, most people have a type 1, but a lot of people have type 2 as well. The reason why people don't have that kind of stigma associated with it is because it's not supposedly like about promiscuity. But ultimately, what the fuck is it? It's a zit, okay? It's like an aggressive zit. That's all this is. I walked through the steps on my own and realized that like at the end of the day, even if I did have it, which luckily I didn't, but if I did, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Type 2 hurts your cock though. Okay, well.
It's definitely like it can be an aggressive zit, like you say, but like most people who have herpes, they have one initial outbreak and then they never have it again. But the problem with that is like you are still shedding for the rest of your life, and it's always possible that you can pass that on, which is just kind of shitty because it's like I don't have bumps on my dick, I don't like if I've since my like initial outbreak, like I've never had any flare-ups, I've never had any issues whatsoever. So it's not like a woman's looking at my dick and she's like, ugh, it's like covered in like herpes bumps. Like, I don't want to have sex with you. Like, for all intents and purposes, I have a very normal penis, and so it's
Isn't
not
there
like
isn't there
it's not
medicine
like
you can
weird.
take that like prevents you from passing it to a partner?
There is, and like I've always gone into a relationship that like I'm starting with like, hey, like I'm willing to take I think it's called Valtrex. It's like a once a day medicine. It lowers your chance to pass it, but it doesn't eliminate it. So like again, you're still rolling the dice if you're gonna have
I mean,
unprotected
look,
sex, even
at
while
the end of
taking it.
the day, you got this thing. You can't eliminate the stigma, even knowing that it's like a weird cosmetic thing that comes up once in a while. It doesn't really harm anyone. I mean, it doesn't. It's not really harmful to the health in a
I think
serious
it
sense.
increases the likelihood, like, I mean, it's like every other thing. It increases the likelihood that you can possibly get cancer, I believe. But there are some complications that come with it, but it's not like the stigma associated with it. It does not match the actual fucking consequences. If that makes sense. Because like people are like, oh, you're dead. It's over. Your life is over. You're done.
No, but I
Like what you
understand.
just described.
It
It's
makes
not
dating hard.
at all.
It,
And
it
that's how
makes
I
dating
felt
hard.
too when I first like got it, because I like cried about it, and I was like, oh my god, my life is over. And then you start researching it, and it's like literally like the one of the worst things that can happen with it is actually for women, and it's if they were to have an active herpes outbreak while they're giving birth, and they
Yeah.
can pass it to the child. But it's very rare because you would have to actually like have an active herpes outbreak going on, and then if that were to happen, you know, worst case scenario, they just do a C-section, and it's, you know, not terrible. But
Yeah, I mean,
obviously I understand that's a whole different conversation. But it's obviously like a worse thing for a woman to have to make the decision about than a man, because like you said, like I think the worst thing that really happens for a man if you have like a habitual bad case of herpes is that, yeah, you might be like more susceptible to cancers, and I think it has some issues with your kidney. So, you know,
but
I'm not concerned about
in
it, but
truth,
the harder part.
all you can do is disclose. Disclosing is a very nice thing. I mean, there's psychos out there that don't disclose. I mean, that's crazy. But like, if you're
Yeah.
disclosing, you're a good guy. Your partners will appreciate it.
I gotta
Obviously,
pee. I'll be back.
some women
Go
are
on.
gonna have a negative reaction, like what happened to you recently, and okay, fine, moving on. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean, you so you just got to disclose and find the right person who either has herpes already or who uh understands and is okay taking on that risk. What can you do? Aren't there dating sites for people with genital herpes too?
Yeah, I went on one, and it was not a great experience, just because it's like it's almost like, you know, you're lumping yourself into just like one group of people. And while it's like, I guess it's okay because then you don't have to deal with the whole like situation of like, oh, you know, I'm disclosing and all this kind of stuff. It's like I don't want to have to just like pick from a specific pool of people just because of this,
Yeah.
even though
So
like, maybe it
I would
is more helpful.
I would you just gotta disclose, man. It sucks. It's a shitty situation. You just gotta disclose. I guess the question is how long do you wait, right?
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's hard because you feel like, oh well, they're gonna bail if I tell them right away.
Well, yeah, that's I guess that was like ultimately like my main question, because it's like I don't want to like lead off with like, hey, like here's my opener, and also like, by the way, I have herpes, so like, you know, do you
What?
want to still date me? But at the same time, it's like you wait too long, and then are you like betraying someone's trust, or are you like not saying it at the right time? And then like I obviously like always say it way before I'm gonna have sex or anything like that, because, you know, I don't want to be like getting ready to have sex and then be like, hey, by the way, like this is what's up, because that's super disingenuous. I'm sure Austin has to deal with this, but in a much higher regard.
I don't have herpes. I don't have herpes. I haven't I haven't dealt with this in any regard really, but it's very informative.
Are you mad at that girl who gave it to you?
Yeah, sometimes, but like at the same time, it was my decision to have unprotected sex with her, because, you know, that's the male I don't know. That's just what I wanted to do. Like, but the reason I brought it up about you, Austin, is because like
Oh,
obviously in the gay community, HIV
yes,
is a
yes,
much bigger
yes,
issue,
yes.
and the
Yeah.
difference between HIV and HSV or herpes is like two polar opposites. Like one, they both stick with you for life, but one of them can be pretty poor quality of life. But I mean, they've made a huge medical advances, like where a lot of gay men live with HIV, and it's not really a big deal to their
Right.
lives.
But the thing is, I'd say as a gay man, the biggest fear would be HIV for sure. But they do have a drug called PrEP, which is extremely successful at preventing HIV infection, from what I understand. But all STDs are a fear, of course. You know, you just have to practice safe sex and communicate well with your partner, which I think you're doing the right thing. It's just a matter of finding the right people. And I really look down on that girl who reacted the way she did.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
she's just that's just fucked
yeah,
up.
like what should I have told you after we had sex? You know what I mean? Like, would that have been a better time?
Well, can I pry a little bit? Like, how long were you guys dating before you told her?
Oh, we went on 3 dates, and then, like, I was pretty sure that we were out, like, getting ice cream, and, like, I was pretty sure we were gonna go back to my house and have sex, and I was like, "Hey, by the way, like, before we head to my house, like, this is the right time to disclose." I never like to disclose, like, anywhere close to, like, the actual, you know, act of sex is gonna be happening, because I feel like that's disingenuous. But yeah, it was basically like I told her, and then she was like, "Yeah, fuck this," and that's disgusting. And so yeah, sucked. But you know, if she was like that
Well,
about that, then, like it would suck about other things too. So
Bro,
I
you're
wouldn't
a
let that
G. Don't
stop
worry
you.
about it. She wasn't the
Yeah,
right person. Who
exactly.
cares? You know what I mean?
You did the
yeah,
right thing. It sucks she reacted that way. I wouldn't let it discourage you from just keep doing your thing. I mean, she should have been like, "Thanks for telling me," you know? Damn. I mean, she's kind of like, did you a favor. She's not a good partner.
Yeah, anyone who reacts that way when you are, you're doing the right thing, anyone who reacts that way obviously is not like the greatest person, you know what I mean? Or technically she might not have like the reality is like she statistically speaking, if she's active sexually, she's probably been with people that literally have herpes and have not told her. You know what I mean? So you're doing the right thing, and if her reaction is that way, then she's obviously not put a lot of thought into it, or she's like not a very nice person. So either way, you dodged a bullet.
yeah, I agree. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much
You're a
for.
good dude. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Thanks. You guys are awesome too. I
Yeah, take
appreciate it.
care and hope you get
Thanks,
out of that
bro. Thank
closet. I sure did.
I'm gonna leave right now.
Yeah. All right.
Coming
Cool.
out.
Love that guy.
Ah,
That guy was such a good dude. Especially, I knew I liked him when he said he was a fan of me, and then I was like, wow, this guy
Yeah,
really.
you're like, this guy, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Ethan, are you in a closet too?
No, I'm in a basement.
Oh.
That's like super gay. I'm not in the closet. I'm in the fucking
Yeah.
basement, bro.
A basement closet. I just see a bunch of clothes behind you. Is that the closet there? Or is it just wardrobe or something?
We have a bunch of Teddy Fresh top
Oh, I see. I
samples
see.
and proto samples and stuff down here.
I see. Gotcha.
The next person is Booyah. The pronouns are he, him.
What's good,
Hi everyone.
Booyah?
How are you?
Good. How are you,
I'm
Booyah?
good. How are you, Booyah?
I'm fine. So I'm sorry, but it's a combination of factors for me that it's really late here, and I'm a bit excited. And my primary language is not English, so my English is probably not going to be really good.
Where are you from?
I'm from Italy, but right now
Ah,
I'm in Denmark.
I love
I
Italy.
actually,
I just went there this
Nice.
summer. I was in Rome and Florence.
yeah, I know.
Oh.
Spoken like a
Because
real Italian.
I've
That's
already
right.
heard you
That's
talking
right. I
about it.
forgot
Bro,
we
he
went out
said
to
it.
dinner.
He said it like you just like were all over Italy. Like you were fucking Italy up. Yeah, I know.
And we know you were here. Yeah.
I was
Everyone
about to
knows.
say that I actually accept a bit of Italophobia, so
Okay.
it's okay for me.
It's the most unacceptable thing, I think.
Well, what brings you on here today, sir?
Okay, so my issue is like a bit similar to the one that the first guy had.
Yeah.
So I will try to continue from where he left. So yeah, my issue is that I'm 22 and I've been really shy for my whole life, but I actually managed to, like, since high school, I've managed to get a lot better at dealing with relationships. But I only managed to get better with, let's say, friendships, like to get comfortable with people as friends.
Mhm.
But I never managed to get intimate with girls. I'm straight,
So,
and I never had any sexual like encounter with girls.
that's okay.
So I don't know. They told me to
Are you looking to
give
have
you guys.
sexual encounter? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Okay.
What's
And
your goal?
I don't know. It's like the weird thing for me is that I always thought, oh, okay, my shyness, is getting better. So maybe I don't know. Maybe when I go to college, this issue will get solved. But it didn't get solved. And then I said, oh, maybe when I get to another country, when I get to the big city, I went to Copenhagen, maybe it will get solved, but it didn't. Yeah, I'm in a situation right now where like all my friends have already had sex. I'm the only one. When we have conversation, I never know what to say. It feels really weird.
Well, you shouldn't have friends, first of all, that put that It's not a.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any friends at all. That's right. Austin's right.
No,
No.
just put like your friends shouldn't put on like.
Yeah,
who
what the
cares?
fuck?
It's
Yeah,
not their-
wait. You,
what are
you,
they,
you haven't
gay?
disclosed your
I
status
mean,
to your friends? Like they don't know you're a virgin?
No, they know, but like it's one of those things that
them?
they know, but it's like weird both for me and both for them to talk about.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 21. I mean,
Where do you go to? Do you go? Where do you go to pursue women? Is it do you do it online? Do you go out to bars? Where does the trouble come up?
I mean, I try both. I actually had like a couple of questions regarding this.
Go ahead, please.
Like, because when I go to bars, for example, like I always go with like a bunch of friends, and to me it's like really weird because it feels really weird to approach a girl when there are all of my friends together with me, and I don't know, it feels really weird. Like if for example, if I am in a group of friends and there is a girl that I think, oh, I would like to talk more with this girl, or try to date this girl, I never know how to single out the girl from the group, because if you are at a bar with all your friends, it's like I don't know. For me, it's hard to say, okay, I'm gonna interact more with this girl and single her out with respect to all the other people.
don't you just talk to her and see if there's like chemistry? You don't need to separate her. Just say like, hey, what do you do for a living? Whatever, blah blah blah. Start some small talk and see if there's chemistry.
Yeah. I've tried that, but I don't know. It seems like I don't know how to get farther than that.
I just thought of a strategy. Okay, I'm shooting from the hip here. Ethan, Hasan, put me in my
Doesn't
place.
include date rape drug, does it?
No, no, it does not. Not at all. I was thinking like if you get nervous to talk to people or have extended conversations, because a lot of times for me, sometimes when I'm attracted to somebody and I'm talking to them in person, sometimes it's like really nerve-wracking to continue that conversation because you start to get like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about next? So like, have you thought about like in that, if you get those conversations going, make up like, oh, hey, I really got to go somewhere, but can I get your number? And then you leave to sort of think about things and then you hit them up over text and continue things later. Is that a good strategy?
Yeah. No, and so then we get to my other question, which was because I also tried like Tinder, dating apps, and my problem is that okay, so if I decide to text this person, I get into this weird feeling that I don't know what to say. Like maybe I get accepted by some girl on Tinder, and I don't know. I say hi. First of all, most of the times when I say hi or I say something like I send the first message, they never answer back. I don't know what it is.
I think that's mostly like with the last guy that we spoke with that you were comparing yourself to. This most of this, like you don't. It's not a you thing. It's most of these interactions end up like that. You have to be to some degree become comfortable with that.
Yeah, you mean that you send a message but they don't answer back?
Yes, it's very common, even with Hasan, right? Like I don't know, I haven't seen his dating profile, but the reason I say that is because he exemplifies Chad and sexy and everything like that. He even gets rejected all the time. People just don't
Yeah.
respond. So it's very, very common. Do you just say hi with it, or do you say like, "Hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, I noticed you're a horse lover. I love horses too.
Yeah,
That's so cool."
I've tried a bunch of things. Like I don't know, on Tinder there is this thing where you can put like your music, like the music you listen to. So often I try to say, "Oh, the music that you listen to is really cool. I listen to the same stuff." But I don't know.
Yeah,
Most
see,
of the
there you
time, it works.
and they don't respond.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay, I have a
and
question for
That's the
you.
name of the game with
Are
Tinder.
you just straight Italian, or are you? Because you sound. This is nothing to do with the conversation, but like you sound like you got a little bit of Arabic in you.
No, I'm straight Italian.
Straight Italian, because you keep saying
yeah.
B. You keep saying P's like a B, and I'm like, damn. Okay. Anyway, that was completely
I
unrelated
don't know
to the question I had. The thing is, or I don't even have a question actually. The problem is like, look, there's no magic solution to being able to talk to people, and it fucking sucks on dating apps. Like it just straight up sucks because the attraction in most circumstances, like the incels, I hate to say it, are like kind of correct that like the attraction in most circumstances is already preset, especially on depends on which dating app you're on. It's either a 1 or a 0, and then you move on from that point, right? So you have to find someone that already is like interested, and swiping on you doesn't necessarily mean that they're interested in a lot of circumstances. So there's no magic solution there. You just got to keep going after it. But once again, and we've already said this to the first guy as well, like being in a bar setting is not going to help if you are if you have like a little bit of social anxiety, and if you're trying to overcome that and you're trying to talk to people, like a bar setting is not great. It's not. That's like you can move on to that setting later down when you have more experience, but like certainly the best scenario is going to be just a one-on-one type of date. And do you have a problem getting to that situation as well on dating apps? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it never happened, but I think that if it happened, if it came to the actually, going to the bar with a girl, I think at that point I would be quite good. But the problem is that I cannot make this jump on dating apps.
Do you ask?
Yeah, I've tried like a couple of times. Maybe there is the problem. I don't know. Like after a couple of messages, just saying, "Oh, do you wanna go hang out at the bar or something so we can talk face to face?" That couple of times that I tried that, I always got.
How many
you say
times
it
would you
just-
say you've tried? Be honest.
Yeah. And do you say it just like
It
that?
actually 2 times I tried that.
Well, 2 times.
You've tried
Did you
2
say it,
times,
"Hey,
brother. What are you doing? That's 2.
hey, do you want to go out to a bar and talk face to face?"
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna give you an example from my life here that's not completely related to relationships. Okay, when I first started broadcasting, I was dog shit. Okay, I couldn't even string 2 fucking sentences together. I was really insecure. I could write well, so I decided I'm gonna write on a teleprompter and then do my broadcasting that way. If I had stopped after 2 fucking videos because everyone was like, "Dude, you absolutely suck. You absolutely suck," then I would not be here right now. I would not be doing this. You got to keep trying. Like 2 is nothing. That's not even a thing. Like you don't even know if you're good or bad at texting people or even like getting dates. If you've only been rejected twice after trying twice, like that's crazy. Just fire them off.
Yeah,
You
I know.
still
But
getting
if I got like 30 swipes per day, like girls accepting me, then it would be cool, because I could try a lot of times. But I get one every, I don't know, 2 weeks.
You're not matching a lot.
Yeah. How picky are you? Have you had people reach out to you that you didn't respond to?
Does Amaranth want to get in on this? Sorry, by the way.
No, I mean,
I think she wants to talk as well. I don't know. I'm seeing her in the chat. We can bring her in if she wants to. Sorry.
Amaranth, what a queen.
I'm not that picky. Like I started doing like the Ethan's trick, and I don't remember which video it was, but the trick of just swiping, yes, for everyone. So
So you
I'm not
swipe
that
yes
picky.
on everyone, you get a few matches a month,
Yeah.
and they don't
And
respond.
now I'm also like in a big city, Copenhagen. I mean, it's not that big, but it's like still 1 million people. So
You're
Maybe
also
you gotta work
exotic
on
as fuck, dude. You have a major advantage. You have a built-in advantage being from Italy in Copenhagen.
It seems like you're not getting enough matches, so you got to work on your profile a little bit.
Yeah, I was
Do
going
you
to say
think
that.
you work on your profile at all?
no, I have to admit I'm really bad at like all the stuff about taking picture and stuff like that.
Well, there's
See,
the
that's
problem.
that's the problem. Yeah, my Tinder profile was atrocious. Straight guys are notoriously bad at taking Tinder pictures. I think I would definitely work on that, enhancing your profile.
Get a better photo, change the description, try that for a week, see if you get more matches. Get a really nice
I don't
photo
know.
of yourself.
Like, I do take a good picture. Like, I don't even know how to do that, honestly.
Take one right now. You don't have to. Sorry, I didn't want to.
I mean, dude, listen, that is going to be a little lame, but you're going to have to suck it up and you're going to have to get your friends to take photos of you sometimes, okay? Sometimes you need the homies to take a photo of you staring off pensively into the fucking distance, okay? It's just going to happen. It's just a part of life. It's a part of living in 2022, living in the modern era, living in an era where you got dating apps. You know, everybody does it. There's nothing you can do about it. You got all types of different like cool environments that you go to probably on a daily basis. Just fucking stare off into the distance and make them snap like 100 pics. One of them's going to be good, okay? You must do that. That is a must, okay?
How would you describe your friends, by the way? Are these like broy bros that like, they like clown on you for being a virgin, or like, are those the type of friends we're talking about?
No. They're not. I mean, I think I am the first one who, I clown on myself a lot for this issue.
Hello.
Hi, Ila.
Hi.
I'm going to pop any minute.
Show the profile again.
Wow.
That's great.
Listen, this is Loki. This is why I invited Ethan on, because I'm like, nobody listens to my advice, but they're like, you already have street cred. You know what I mean?
I got a pregnant wife, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, dude, I don't know what to say. It's a game of numbers. If you're not getting matches, you gotta. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on attractiveness?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty middle. I don't know, middle of the scale.
You want to have him compare him to you again?
Or everybody says that.
Are you more attractive than me or no?
No, I think we are more or less the same. I'm your younger version.
More or less the same. So your prospects are looking pretty bad, dude.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh no. Okay.
You got a nice haircut. You groom, and you got like a nice haircut. You groomed. Are you fit? Like, how's your photo look?
Yeah. No, I'm not that fit, but I think I.
Can you hide it well? Like you got, you wear at least clothing that fits your body well.
I don't know. I think I'm starting to do that. Like, there was a point in my life where I didn't give a fuck about clothing and stuff, but now I am starting to getting better, I think.
Damn, bro, you're Italian. Come on, you gotta flex that fashion, dude.
I don't think I have one singular like piece of Italian.
Yeah, I was memeing.
Have you been to America before?
No, I've been for like a week to New York, but that's it.
Okay.
Can you cook Italian food?
Yeah, I'm a great cook.
Dude, is that front and center in your profile?
Yes.
Yeah. It's in the first 2 lines.
Photos. No, get the homies. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna invite before next week ends. You're gonna invite all your homies, okay? And you're gonna cook them. You're gonna whip up a sexy ass Italian meal for the boys, okay?
Yeah,
and while you're doing that, you're gonna be like, "Listen, I need you to take a photo of me, okay? I know this sounds a little weird, but
you mean while I'm cooking?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Yes, you have to communicate that to people. Well, like, maybe even and then what's the second part of cooking? Eating. Take a photo with the boys when you're at a restaurant, okay? When you're eating a nice meal or something like that, okay? These are things you need to do. This is one way to immediately improve your profile, okay? Everybody loves cooking.
Put on an apron and a chef's hat and take.
Okay, maybe not a chef's hat, but like an apron could be cool, I guess. Yes.
The kitchen is good. This is good. This is a good direction.
Yeah.
No, but like I'm serious. I think honestly, look, I don't know. Wouldn't it be hot? Like, even no matter what, like you say you don't work out and like you're not super fit, but don't women like find confidence sexy? So like take your shirt off, put the apron on with no shirt.
Dude, Austin, stop. You see, this is where you're giving advice like a gay man right now, okay? This isn't fucking. This is not Grinder. Okay, he needs to.
shirt on.
I just think it's
I would say the opposite. Keep that shit on, bro.
okay. I don't know. I thought maybe confidence was sexy. The dad bod is in.
All the girls in the chat said no collectively as Austin was saying his
I mean,
things.
I'm not that out of shape, but I don't have six-pack neither, so I don't think it will work.
No, you don't. No, shirtless photos are
Alright,
like
forget it.
Like that's
Forget it,
very
whatever.
tricky. Shirtless photos on your dating profile is very, very tricky. Even if you're shredded, a shirtless photo on your dating profile is tricky because like then you're basically signaling to people that like you're
I've done it
that
before.
guy.
Okay, well,
Austin, you are literally you're gay. Of course you have to have a shirtless photo in your profile, dude. What the fuck
That's
are we
true.
talking about?
that's true. You can't even be competitive if you don't have a shirtless photo.
That's
in your
that's
profile.
crazy. Like
That's just how you enter the game right there.
yes.
Anyway,
this
sorry.
is entirely
Forget what I
different
said. Keep
playing
your shirt
field.
on.
Okay.
Okay, but
Anyway,
anyway, so
you're only
if I can ask the last question, maybe.
Yeah, go
You're
ahead.
only 22. It's like you're not. You shouldn't be panicking yet. You know.
You should be
Yeah, but,
panicking at all
my,
at
my
any
issue
age.
is that it has been with me for a lot of time, from my perspective, and it seems like things around it have got better, everything around it has got better, but this single thing has remained like stuck for, I don't know, 5 years, or 6 or,
Dude, you have
You'll
so
figure it
much time. You have so much
Dude,
time. You're crazy. You're super young. You're crazy for even thinking about that or feeling bad about that. What you got to solve right now is getting to the dating phase at the very least, like getting to a situation where you're going on dates and stuff. And that's the problem that you need to solve first. Not that there is a problem. It seems like there isn't. You just haven't really been trying. So get after it. Fix up your dating profile a little bit. Get some cool photos in there. If you have a friend with a dog, definitely take a photo with a dog. That's always
100%.
good. One
Yes.
photo while you're cooking, and of course when you start conversations, like people don't really put a lot of stuff on there that is good and creates opportunity to converse. So I'm not really good at dating apps. I'll be honest with you, like or at least on Raya, there's really nothing going on there. Like that's really interesting to talk about. So you just gotta get lucky with like whatever your set of interests are, and you're gonna be all right. Just
thank you guys very
Austin.
much.
The next person's Lamar. Amaranth has access to just click on the stream voice channel if she wants to join.
Amaranth, you have been granted streamer permission, so you just need to get onto the voice channel.
Yo,
What's up,
Hey,
Lamar?
how's it going, Lamar?
it's going good, yeah. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this
Thank you.
evening.
Oh man, this is your charitable work. No.
No worries. What brings you here today?
So, Hasan, man, you need to diversify your audience because I've got the same issues as last guy and waffles pretty much.
Well, you have the same issues, but you're a oi bruv on top of that.
Yeah.
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 I was ready for that.
Of course. All right, so what's up? Talk to us, Lamar.
All right. So, the situation is basically, so I'm like 21, and I got like real deep into incel type shit when I was like 16. And then like I kind of started getting out of it around 19-ish, and started cleaning myself up watching political Twitch streamers that shall remain nameless, and then Hasan later on. But then obviously that was like as of about 2019, and then 2020 obviously Rona hit as well. So pretty much throughout all my late teens, and then through university as well, I've not really had any interaction with women at all ever.
So,
Like, yeah,
go ahead. Finish, please.
that's basically it. That's
So,
what I gotta say.
Do you? I'm thinking that perhaps maybe you need to increase those interactions.
Yeah, I've
Similar
been
to the
trying
last. Oh, have you been doing that? What have you been
Yeah.
doing?
So I got Tinder a couple weeks ago,
Yep.
and I get matches on Tinder. I do pretty well.
There we go.
Hey, Amaranth.
What's up, Amaranth?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
No
Hello.
problem. Thanks for blessing us with your presence. You can turn on your cam too if you want.
I'm trying to figure that out.
So you get we're in the hot tub and everything. Let's
Boom.
fucking-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how to get it so that I don't have my overlay on. It's transferring the overlay right now.
It's fun.
Change bikini. We passed that. We changed bikini already? Or do you still owe us?
Maybe I can get like a less cluttered scene. Ah,
Boom. Damn, you
there
got
we go.
different angles and everything. What?
Yeah, there we go.
Amaranth, yes, 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 yes.
This
I
is-
love this so much.
I feel like I can't give advice anymore. I'm doing. Okay, let's do it.
This is actually what I used to do. Like last year, maybe more than that. I used to have a segment where people would send me their Tinder bios, and I would tell them what the fuck is wrong with it and what they need to delete and how to reword things.
Oh hell yeah. Okay.
Good service, like a third party service.
Notice how quiet Lamar got. I feel like okay, Lamar, explain your issues now.
Lamar, hey, it's okay. It's
Yeah, it's
okay.
all good, man. Don't worry about it.
No, tell us. It's okay.
Yeah, so I get matches on Tinder, and I do speak to them, but it's really about that's more of a confidence boost. I'm not really that interested in getting with Tinder girls for like short term kind of stuff.
Why?
Really, more my problem is for like real life kind of things.
But don't you meet Tinder girls and then the goal is like you meet and see if you have a connection? It's not just to hook up, is it?
I mean, in my experience so far, it's mostly been people wanting to hook up.
So
Well,
someone in the chat said, HasanAbi, listen to me, tell the Oibruv that Tinder in the UK is just for guys who want to BANG. He needs to get Hinge. So
What does that mean?
Hinge.
So it seems like if you're looking for a long-term committed relationship, you're looking in the wrong places. Unless you want to get it out of the way, and then definitely keep on Tinder.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's Bumble, right? That's the one that where like women get to choose you.
Yeah, women get to talk first, I think.
So either that could be really good or just nothing happens at all, knowing women. I'm not sure which one.
I think I do. I haven't used Bumble or Hinge. I've never heard of Hinge, to be honest. But no, I might check them out. But anyway, this is more of an aside. This was not like the main point of me coming on.
What's the main point?
The main point was I've had my eyes set on an IRL girl for the past couple months.
IRL girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're not voting on a streamer? I'm so impressed. Good for you.
What?
I didn't say
So
that.
tell us about this bird, mate.
All right. So I work from home doing like software development stuff, and at lunchtime I go out and get coffee and all this kind of typical shit. I don't really know. And yeah, the woman who serves me coffee she's mighty fine, and
Yeah.
she seems relatively into me as well. Like not 100% sure, but like 60-ish% sure, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about it.
What sort of things does she do that leads you to believe she's into you?
Well, we
And
have, like,
Amaranth, maybe you could help with this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's just because we talk. There's not really that much else to it.
Her
So
job.
I could just be dead wrong. Like
That's
she
what I was gonna
served me
say. You
coffee
got to
and
be
then
careful in
stop and
those.
talk for a while.
You got to be careful in those situations because, as Amaranth says, her job is to, to talk to you.
No, but like it's not like a sit-down restaurant. It's like she's got other people waiting to serve. It's like I'm getting coffee and leaving, but she'll stop and talk.
Right, but it can be dangerous because if she picks up the vibe that you're kind of into her, she's gonna ham it up a little bit so you give her a tip.
Well, they
True.
don't. Tipping
But tipping
culture
rates in
doesn't
the UK.
exist. Yeah, it doesn't
Does
exist
it?
like that.
No,
No.
Oh,
I've never
okay.
tipped her in my life.
I mean, what's there to lose? You say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Maybe we could talk outside the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that
It's
is
not-
the running plan, but I
If
don't
she
know how to
says
phrase
no,
it.
then you fucking go to a different
No,
coffee
because
shop.
she could find that creepy if you word it like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, what do you mean,
creepy.
like a back alley or like
I would maybe get her number. How about that? Could I get your number?
one?
Yeah.
There you go. If she's into you, she'll say yes, and if she's not, she'll say no. And
Or
then
Maybe
she'll
choose
say
like-
one.
yes and give you a fake number.
Maybe
That's
like, I'm
true.
looking
You have
for a
to watch out
proper
for that.
shagging, bro. That's what you should say to her.
What matters?
Sorry.
But she'll just
You have to
she'll just
go
lie
on.
and tell you she has a boyfriend if she's not into you.
Yeah.
So
It's fine. You just go to a different coffee shop and be embarrassed for a few days and move on.
yeah, Lamar, I think look, I think you need to ask her number Finding the hey, as you're leaving, right? That's always the best thing because you want to have like it's the end of the conversation. Like, hey, I gotta go run to whatever you do on a daily basis. Hey, I gotta go run. Can I get your number real quick? I feel like we could, I don't know what else to say after that, but just hey, can I get your number? Get her number and see if she gives it to you. Cool. If not, then cool. And then
Exactly.
Just, you could just even qualify it by saying something along the lines of like, I could be totally off base here, but I and feel free to tell me if that's the case. But, I think we got a good thing going on. Yeah. And then ask for her number.
People in real life is not to deep it like that and be like I'm into you, you're
let's
into
be
me, and
honest,
just try and keep it casual.
Let's be honest. It doesn't matter what you say. If she's interested, she's gonna give you the number. You're figuring out like, oh, I gotta say it this way. I gotta say it this way. It doesn't really matter. Like you guys have some rapport. She already knows if she's interested in you or not. Let's be honest. So it doesn't really just say whatever you think sounds good in your head, and she'll say yes or no, and then
Ethan, dude, you're so right. Everybody overthinks they want to say the right perfect thing, but if they like you, it's really hard to fuck up. Like Lamar, you would have to pull your pants down and take a shit in the middle of a coffee shop for it to fuck that situation up. That may put you on,
This way is actually really risk-free because it's a woman who works at a coffee shop. That's the only time you'll be seeing her is at that coffee shop. So she's not going to feel like she owes it to you to keep relations like she would a coworker. She's not going to feel like I can't make this awkward because I see him every day. She's not going to be afraid to like just tell you how it is at the coffee shop, yes or no.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are suggesting that you give her your number. That way, like, she can make the decision. But you have to remember, like, if she doesn't text you and if she doesn't use that number, then it's GG's. You know what I mean? Like, don't be weird about it. And
that one's... I like just being more direct.
That way works too. I think that it just depends on the culture in your area, if that's like a thing that happens or not. I don't know. I feel like women here in America, they really like initiative.
Yeah.
And they feel weird for some reason because America's like really prude. It's still kind of weird for a lot of women to make that first move, and they feel like they're being a slut if they text you. But if they're just replying, then it's not as weird. So it really depends on each woman.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Just be direct, and if you do it that way, you'll still have questions about like, oh, what happened, something. You're gonna want to go back in there and check on her. You're just gonna prolong the whole uncomfortable shit. Just be direct. Show her your dick.
What?
Sort out.
Coffee shop.
Yeah. No. Here's what you do. Here's what you do. You wait until you figure out what her shift schedule looks like. You wait until she's done with her job, okay, and then you follow her, and then you go, oh my god, it's so crazy, fancy seeing you here. And then afterwards, like women love that. Women love to be stalked like that. It's like something that they're really into.
He's being sarcastic. Please,
yes,
chat.
I'm sure, don't do any of those things.
I'm sure someone in chat's like, really? Oh my god, the king has spoken.
I was literally joking, and people are like, well, it's because you're a Chad, dude. It's like, no, I would never do that, dude. That is Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, don't do any of that. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Please. Oh my god.
Go for it.
I don't want to take too much of your time because I know there's a lot of people.
Lamar, next steps are to get her number if you can. Just ask politely, of course. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you know what the result is.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get some closure for yourself so you can just move on or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Do it, bro.
Be
Be that
Lamar.
guy.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Be that guy. Be the guy that asked for the cute hostess's number.
No.
Be brave. Have balls. You got this.
Yes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, I gotta go.
Oh damn. Okay.
Thank you, Ethan. Why am I like acting like this is my fucking?
All right.
stream?
Well,
I'm like
Ethan.
I've introduced everybody.
Ethan, thank you so much for coming on. This was wonderful.
It was
Good
fun.
to see you.
Chatty, nice seeing you, Amaranth.
Thank you, Ethan. Nice to meet you.
Natural habitat this time, not in a pool full of crackers like the last time.
Yeah, I know. The last time,
wonderful.
last time we did a hot tub stream, it was. I felt greasy afterwards.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. The crackery. Yeah, I've been selling some of those crackers you were sitting on. I've been bottling those and selling them in the black market.
Really?
I've got like 100K banked, so I owe you
I bought
guys
some
money.
of them.
Yeah, I got one that Hasan farted on, and that one actually sold for the most.
Tell you
Crackers
what.
that farted on. Everybody watching Hasan, love you guys. Everybody on the stream, all the callers, love y'all. Hasan, excited to be back on Leftovers with you soon.
Hell yeah.
That's a full salute, brother.